I was honestly just trying to come up with ideas for videos, and I thought that this might be kind of interesting. As you may have already read from the title, I'm going to be talking about how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And the cards that I was initially introduced to. So if that's something that sounds interesting and you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Also, just liking the videos shows me a lot of love and makes me want to do more of these type of videos. So I've known about Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time, like many people growing up. Like, of course, there was the anime and the manga if you were into that kind of stuff. Now, I never really watched the anime. My only experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Very early on was I used to hang out with some friends in the neighborhood, and they weren't the best kids ever. And they would go to our local gas station and steal candies and stuff, and they ended up stealing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Now, I didn't really like stealing because my mom always put it into me that, like, if I got caught stealing, I would get, like, I hate to say it because some people don't like it, but you know, I would get hit like with a belt or like, you know, just like smacked because you're not supposed to steal, you know. She would reinforce that into me. So I didn't like stealing. In fact, I didn't even want to enter the store with them. I would just wait outside, but I was still associated with them and I didn't try to stop them at all, so I'm equally as guilty. Anyways, the packs that were being stolen were it was like the ones with these sphinxes, but yeah, it was those cards. I don't remember exactly what was in it, but the one monster I do remember was in it. It was like this big red dude, and he was like level 12, and he had 3,500 attack. I thought he was sick. I don't know if we pulled any good cards. I don't even know what was good in that set. I didn't really consider value. And notice how I say we, even though they were the ones who like got the packs and kept the cards. But you know, it was like a shared experience. That was like really my first experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought it was really, really cool. But I never really like delved into it. I never learned how to play it. I think what we did was we looked at the number of stars, and either we took the stars, and if it had higher stars, your monster beat the other monster, or we took the attack and just summoned a monster, and if it had higher attack, it beat the other monster, and just ignored the defense entirely because didn't understand how the defense mechanic worked. So that was my only experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like 6, 7, 8. I don't really remember. I was really young. But now, when I was a freshman in high school, I saw that my brother and his friends, who my brother was, I believe, a senior at the time, were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! During this time, I think the decks that were popular, it was during like Edison format. So we had decks like Six Sam, we had Evil Swarm. Those are the only two that came to my head because I believe those were my brother's two decks. My first real experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Was after school. I went to the cafeteria where one of my brother's friends was, and I'm like, hey, can I see your deck? And he showed me his fire deck, and it had this fire baseball guy. It had this like dragon with, I think it was like 1,500 defense or 1,500 attack, and it could like burn you 500 each turn. And his whole premise of the deck was just burn your opponent and stalling or something. I didn't really get it. I thought it was cool because like, you know, I thought my brother's friends were cool. I thought my brother was cool, so it's like, hey, maybe I'll get into this. So like the next following weeks, I would talk to my friends about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I guess they saw an interest in it too. Now, I wouldn't say any of us were really, really good. I asked one of my friends if he had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I had like 20 bucks or whatever. He brought his Yu-Gi-Oh cards that he's had as like a kid from like a shoebox. He brought it in like a lunch bag, which is like pretty standard, like school playground type Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And inside he had a bunch of cards. Now, I didn't know it was valuable. I didn't know it was good. All I knew is that there's dragons, like Cave Dragon, and elemental dragon. I was like, whoa, dragons are so cool. But I just saw the dragons. I'm like, hey, I want these dragons. I'll give you 20 bucks for them. And so I don't even think my deck was 40 cards. I'm gonna be quite honest. It was probably like 50, 60, maybe it might have even been 30. But it was just a bunch of dragons, and I built a deck like that and played with my friends during lunch. We would like at lunch we would eat our food at the cafeteria, and we would play I don't really remember, I'm gonna be honest, early on what my friends were running, but I do think that Yu-Gi-Oh was really popular because my brother's friends played it during my freshman year, and then there was also like the juniors, which is the year under the seniors. Some of them also played it too, and some of the juniors were teaching the freshmen how to play. Because I had a friend, I'll call him a Doobie. I had a friend, that's a funny name. I had a friend called Doobie, and he was playing like a Dark World deck. I think this was around the time Dark Worlds came out, Dark World structure deck, and it was really good. Like, I don't think he was that good at the game, I'm gonna be honest. No offense, Doobie. Like, dude, his deck was really, really good, and he was winning a lot. And so, like, I'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that during, like, my study halls, during lunch, or even, like, after school. And more of my friends got into it because they saw me and some other people playing it. and we had like quite a bit of people. It was actually really cool. It was like a new generation of duelists. And so this is when I started like finally getting a little better. My first upgrade to my dragon deck, which was, I'm not gonna lie, it was complete garbage, was the Chaos Dragon structure deck. It'll be on the screen. That deck really turned my deck crazy. And it's not like I bought 3 copies. No, I was like, I got 10 bucks. I'll buy 1 copy, because I didn't really know you need 3 copies. I was just like, I'll just buy 1 and make a deck with it, you know? So I did that. I remember the structure deck came with like these 2 Chaos Elemental Dragons. I don't know if it came with like a Red Eyes card. I don't really remember what it came with, but it came with really powerful dragons and some good spells and traps. I'll show like some of them on the screen here. And it was around the time that I was like discovering a program called Dueling Book or Dueling Network. I think it was Dueling Network at the time. And I made an account on there and I started like testing out new cards, looking at all the cards. Dude, it was like literally I had this class. I forgot what it was called. It was like computer class or something in high school. In this class, we were taught how to use Photoshop, and I think like we were like on the computers, you know. So it was like, oh, yeah, and another tab, you know, nobody's gonna notice. I'll open up Dueling Network. So I did that. And then even during my like study halls, like I asked the teacher, hey, nobody's using this room. Can I use the computers? And she's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm like, oh, can I like work on work and like do some other stuff? So I would like work on a project because in Photoshop we were like drawing using it. It was really cool. The teacher was super, super awesome. And yeah, I would play Yu-Gi-Oh in there, and it was really, really fun. Like really fun learning all the cards, playing all the combos. My first experience on Dueling Network was I think I was playing against Infernity OTK. There was 3 launchers and it was insane. Actually, no, that wasn't my first experience. Like, I think literally the first duel I played was against Last Will OTK or something. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like literally, I'll ship monster, I'll pass. And opponent's like, oh, it's my turn. And 5 minutes later, he's like milling his whole deck and drawing like 20 cards. And then he's like set Last Will and he flips it up on my turn and he's like game, and I'm like what does that do? And he's like, you summon monster. And I looked at my deck and I had like 0 cards in my deck and I was like, I can't summon a monster. And he's like, yeah, I win. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he just left and I was like, well, I don't know, it just happened. But it didn't matter to me. I didn't understand like meta. I didn't understand anything, bro. I played dragon cards. Like that's all I did. I think it was around the time that XYZs came out that I started getting really serious about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Synchros was like around the time that I started playing, but I didn't know what Synchros were, Fusions. I never touched them. I didn't know what a tuner was. It had no place in my deck. But when XYZs came out, that was when I was like, well, you know, I kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to learn more about it. Started building decks using XYZs, and I'm not gonna lie. And if I'm showboating, I don't care. I was good, man. I was really good. My decks were amazing. I would spend literally so many hours deck crafting. Like I was really good at deck crafting. But when I say really good, I mean like I was good in the terms of like best of 1. I didn't know how to do matching. I didn't do side decking or anything like that. I didn't play competitive level, but I came up with like combos that I saw that later like came into the metagame like later on. Like I discovered it first, but I never revealed it. I never made videos on it because I was like, I didn't know how to do that. I just played game. I thought game fun. Me happy. One of the first formats I played with my friends that I thought was really cool was around the time like Battling Boxers came out, and I think they came out in the same set as Dragon Rulers, but it wasn't until like a year later that I realized that Dragon Rulers were a thing after they were all like limited to 1. Like thank God. I don't think nobody at the school would have wanted to play with me if I had 3 Dragon Rulers each in my deck, but it wasn't like I had money to buy them. I think they're expensive, right? So I was kind of like really budget. I mean, I had a job, but it's not like I was gonna go out and buy a bunch of packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that wasn't my thing. I didn't even buy individual cards at that point. It's just I didn't really spend money on Yu-Gi-Oh! I had like other things I wanted to spend it on, like Xbox and games and bikes and like other stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Wink wink, look at my name. But yeah, it was like I was a sophomore or junior and we were playing XYZs. I had a friend who played Battling Boxers. I'll call him Crow. He was really cool. Like literally, like he was funny. We had like 4, 5, 6 group of friends who like played, and there's a meme we came up with because one time we were dueling Crow, and Crow activated a magical cylinder in response to a summon. And it's just so silly and funny, and then the joke came up where it was like, oh, you summon that monster? Magical Cylinder negate. Because, dude, he loved Magical Cylinder. It was like, we knew he ran it in his deck. I think he only had like 1 or 2. And it was like, whenever you attack, it was like, well, hope he doesn't have magical cylinder, you know? I had another friend who, during the Duelist Alliance era, he started playing Burning Abyss, which was really, really good. It was actually, Duelist Alliance era was really, really fun, because that was a time when a lot of us had like jobs and money. We were like, like juniors. So after school, we went to our Walmart and we bought out all the cards, like literally all the cards. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was like $100, $200 worth of cards. Like, all of it gone instantly. And they bought like these $30 like boxes too, and for like Duelist Alliance. And we all went to one of our friends' house. We'll call him Daman. At Daman's house, we like opened up every one of the packs. I remember somebody pulled like a construct, right? And we're like, oh my god, construct. And then somebody pulled like what was it, Yang Zing, and he's like, oh my god, Yang Zing, what? And somebody pulled like a Dante or something, and I was like, he's okay. We didn't realize at the time that Dante was like one of the best monsters. It's just like, look up his price, look up his price. Oh, he's $5. He's okay. And construct is like 30, 40, 50. Like, whoa, that's so awesome. Yang Zings are like kind of a lot of money, you know, because people thought they were hyped when it came out. And that was a really good experience. That was like my first time opening up a bunch of packs with people and like sharing in the reactions, and like, whoa, it was like if somebody pulled something, we all pulled something, even though we didn't share in the reward. It's like we shared in the excitement. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Up until my senior year. And then, I mean, I still played Yu-Gi-Oh! My senior year, but very, very less. I started caring more about my appearance. Like, there was freshmen who played and like, hey, you want to play? And I was kind of like, yeah, we can play. And I played once, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I gotta go. Because I was working more. Also, I was, I mean, just read my name. I was like, you know, I was doing other stuff. And yeah, I was like, I was being chilling for real. And in college, I didn't really want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I went to community college, and I only went for 2 years. And I mean, I had a friend there who played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think I brought my deck once, and we dueled once, like once, in like the whole 2 years I was there. But besides that, it was like, nah, I think I'm good on this, you know? Like, I don't want other people seeing me that I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I kind of felt embarrassed. And it wasn't until like, I think like a year or two ago, when I was on Discord talking with one of my friends, and she was like, hey, you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was playing with her, and she was like playing Sword Soul, right? And this was when it was still OCG. It wasn't released in Masterduel or TCG yet. And I was like, damn, you're winning every game. And like, I didn't know how she was winning. I'm like, wait, I'm actually playing like a decent deck, like from like back in like 2017 or 16 when I still played or whatever. And she was playing Sword Soul, and she was just winning every time. It motivated me to get into the game and learn the cards. And I'm gonna be honest, I was wary because I was like, do I really want to get addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh! Again? I got out of it. Like, I wasn't playing the game. I didn't care about the game that much. I was out. But like, she kind of dragged me back in. She didn't intentionally drag me back in, but it was just like she was winning with a deck, and I was like, damn, I want to win too, you know? I want to win. I thought I was good still at the game. I was losing, and I was like, well, gotta get good again, you know? So that's why I'm making this video. That's why I practically have a YouTube channel, because I'm back in Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel came out, and I'm like, yo, this is a golden opportunity to teach people how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I'm not the best at like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! I stopped playing when like links really were a thing. It was like a little bit before links too. So I never really played during the link format, because during that format you couldn't like summon XYZ, Synchros, or Fusion into the main monster zone. It had to be in the extra monster zone. I think it was called Master Rule 4. It was lame. I thought it was lame. I was like, I don't really want to play this game anymore. And I was kind of done. I think when links came out, I did play a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! And me and my friends would just ignore Master Rule 4 and just play Master Rule 3. And if we had a link, we would just do links, but we wouldn't really like follow the Master Rule 4 rules. So practically, we played Master Rule 5 before it was a thing. I want to hear about your guys' experience if you watched all the way till the end, and you want to share how you got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or what brought you back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like anything, if you want to talk about it, comment it down below. I'd love to hear it. It's more of a personal style video, so if you like these type of videos, let me know. I don't mind talking about my experiences. I think it's kind of fun, and maybe you enjoy it too. Anyways, yeah, my name's Kush, and thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great day or night, and I'll catch you later. Peace. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. You can check out all the new content I'm going to be making, but besides that, hope you have a great day. See ya.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.